Hey cats, Ed Kaufman Bud here, back with your weekly serving of running news. Roll it. The Running News is a series where I collect together morsels of information like a very efficient strawberry picker. Anything that I find about running shoes, it's here. Let's get to it. Story 1. Nike price hike. So Nike have recently released their Rawdacious collection. Yes, that's right, Rawdacious. Sounds like something from the 1990s. And it looks like that too. There's a daily Peg 38 update, a new Next Percent 2 colourway, and also one of the AlphaFly, along with some football boots as well. I was quite intrigued by those. The interesting thing here though is their choice to hike up the price once again. The Next Percent 2 new colourway is about 15 Earth credits more than the standard one. It doesn't stop there either. They've put an extra £10 on top of the AlphaFly. Even the Pegasus 38 and the Zoom X Invincible run can't escape the price hike too. There's another £5 extra on those. A trend that, quite frankly, I'm not very happy to see. Running shoes are expensive enough as it is, without putting an extra premium on models that are just available in other colourways for less. I think the Tempo Next Percent's also got another £10 added to it here in the UK. If you put that together with the quite frankly ridiculous pricing for the custom by you version of the Next Percent that they put out this week, Nike are clearly having a laugh at our expense. I say nay to these big price increases. Come on Nike, make enough money as it is. All we got here is just new colourways. There's no changes to any of the shoes from what I can see. So not sure why they need to add some extra Earth credits on top. You naughty people. The laces go, and the midsole goes, and the outsole goes, and that's the way it goes. Story 2. I stumbled upon a new running shoe brand and a new shoe that I just hadn't heard anything about.
The APL Streamline.
Does it remind you of something? It certainly reminds me of something. I'd never heard of Athletic Propulsion Labs before, but I have now. Their new running shoe comes in at 235 Earth credits. And they even have sizing up to a US 14, which is good to hear. Well done. They call their new midsole compound here Future Foam. And it's segmented into two different sections, and you've got a shank plate in between those two parts. It sounds all too familiar to me. I think that plate's slanted forwards very slightly to add to the propulsion of the shoe. They even state in the description of the shoe that there are special ridges cut into the midsole by the wind. That's what it says. You can apparently machine wash this shoe. It has an 8mm drop, around about 9.2 ounces for a US 8.5, which is about 260 grams, so a reasonable weight there. I think it's probably about the closest thing you'll see to the Next Percent without it being the Next Percent. Certainly looks-wise, there are loads of these shoes now, aren't there? It's like when manufacturers brought out loads of copies of the classic Technics SL 1200, or the 1210 as it's known. These sort of ISO copies that look exactly the same. Has anybody tried these shoes out from APL? Let me know if you have down in the comments. Not sure it's something that I would try out until I've got a bit more information on them. Hey APL, if you're listening, I'll try out a pair. I'm always up for it. Story 3. More madness now. Here before you is the Nike Air Zoom Tempo Next Percent by Off-White. So another one of those absolutely ridiculous Virgil Abloh collaborations. Very slight change up to the lacing system here on the Tempo Next Percent, complete with a toggle as well on the laces. Because, you know, that's going to improve the lockdown even more. I don't think it's going to matter too much. I can't see any serious runners picking this one up. I just thought it was worthy of note. There's a strange enlarged tongue on this version of the Tempo Next Percent as well. I'm not sure that that's a thing that anybody wants really, but it's the bizarre outsole that wins the day here with those strange rubberized spikes. And of course you must leave the special Off-White tag on the laces or it will damage the resale value. I mean, that's what the hype beasts are into, isn't it? You gotta have the tag on there or it's just worthless. I think these drop via the Nike Sneakers app if you are interested in them. I think it's late July and they're 260 American Earth credits. I think the red and white colourway is the most reasonable of all three. I'm not too sure about the pink one. It's certainly a casual shoe, isn't it, for sure? Isn't it? The kids doodled Nike swoosh is one of those Off-White style additions. And the mesh here, or the Flyknit as it's called on the original version, seems thinner and a little less dense actually compared to that standard version. Why oh why this is needed though, I don't know. I doubt anyone's going to be rocking up to the track wearing this strange version of the Tempo Next Percent. What do you think, guys? Story 4. A Portland-based new running shoes startup company has got together about $600,000 and they got some very interesting ideas. They're going to release some running shoes that are specifically tuned for pace. VIMAZI aims to have specific models with tuning of the midsole stacks and materials. I think there's about 6 different models in total in their running shoe lineup. They're going to cover anything from 4.5 minutes a mile to 30 minutes a mile. That's a big range, do you think? That's a really big range. I think the company actually hold a patent for this type of technology where they're going to actually tune the midsoles for pace. I think they're going to outline it a little bit more in the future. There is quite a bit of information up on their website right now. If you want to go and check it out, there's a link in the description. The Z40 model, for example, is suited to those running between 4 minutes 30 and 6 minutes per mile, which is 2 minutes 50 to 3 minutes 40 per kilometre. The Z40 here appears to be more my vibe at between 6 to 8 minutes per mile, or 3 minutes 40 to 5 minutes per kilometre. So it sounds like they've got some type of pods there or something within the midsole, or it could just be the foam. I'm not entirely sure. Don't think they're giving away all of their secrets just yet. But they're also customizing the shoes to gender, shoe size, and between the heel and the forefoot as well. I think they're even tuning the heel to toe stacks as well. There's everything between a 6mm to a 4mm drop. That Z40 is slated to be 230 grams for a US size 9, and most of the models have a wider toe box by the looks of it. Very interesting stuff, VIMAZI. I'll be keen to know more. If anybody's out there from VIMAZI, do get hold of me. I will fire you an email as well. It's very interesting. Good to see some people putting some new ideas into the whole design process. What do you make of those guys? Let me know in the comments. That's all of the running shoe news for this week. A quick musical interlude for you. Whenever the temperatures warm up here in the UK, I always seem to go back to acoustic Neil Young. And this time it's from Comes a Time from 1978. Favourite tracks on here are Comes a Time and 4 Strong Winds. There's some beautiful guitar playing actually in 4 Strong Winds. A lovely duet, I believe with Emmylou Harris. Just reminds me of warm, hot summer days. Really does have that vibe just built into all of the tracks on this album. There's even a couple of tunes that he performs with Crazy Horse on here. Lot of Love and Look Out for My Love. Maybe Neil has just too much love and he didn't know what to do with it at the time. Certainly one of his best albums though, from the late 70s. Go and check it out. Comes a Time by Neil Young. Right, I'm going to go and sit in a bath of ice, because it's the only thing that I can think of that might make me feel better. And I'm also going to go and have a word with the person that's revving the motorcycle outside, because it's really irritating. If you haven't done so already, please help the channel out by hitting that subscribe button and clicking the bell below for notifications when we launch those new videos for you. And it really does help the channel out if you give this video a thumbs up like, and also share it with your running buddies. My name's EDDBUD, and I'll be seeing you